In the beginning was the Tao, the universal energy, the great mystery. The word Tao translates as the way, and you can think of it as the natural way, the way things are. From the Tao emerges the One. As the One manifests in the world, it divides into two, the Yin and the Yang. Yin, the feminine principle, and Yang, the masculine principle, are like two sides of the same coin. They are mutually arising, interdependent, and continuously transforming one into the other. From this dance of yin and yang, this continuous transformation, arise the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. The 5 elements, in turn, give birth to the 10,000 things, all of manifest existence, all the objects, creatures, and phenomena we can see and experience in this world. This is the Daoist theory of the world and the universe. And of course, us humans have a place in that universe. Unlike other philosophies or religions, Daoism doesn't place us above other beings. In fact, we are very much a part of nature. We are nature. And that's why we also consist of the 5 elements. The 5 elements each have specific qualities, are linked to certain emotions, certain organs in the body, and they influence all of life. Let's have a quick glance at the elements and their different qualities, starting with the element of wood. Wood is related to spring, and it's a time of rebirth. Wood is related to growth and movement. The next element, fire, is related to the season of summer, the peak of the expansive process. There's a lot of radiance, vitality, and energy in the fire element. Next comes the earth element, a time of transition, of slowing down and slowly turning inward. Earth element is the most balanced between yin and yang energies. The elements I mentioned earlier, wood and fire, are very yang. They are more active and expansive. And the other elements of metal and water are more yin, more inward, contracting, cooling. And earth is the perfect balancing point. From earth element, we move into metal element. Metal is related to the season of autumn. And you can imagine metal like a sword that cuts through our lives, separating the impure from the pure, the necessary from the unnecessary that can be discarded. Metal is all about transformation and refinement. As the trees shed their leaves in autumn, to discard what they no longer need, and to keep their necessary nutrients and life force energy inside for the next cycle. And the last element is the water element, which relates to the season of winter. It's the coldest and darkest time of the year, and the water element is all about turning inward, contraction and introspection. The 5 elements are not stagnant. They are very much fluid. And we can think of them also as the 5 phases, which is another translation, another term for the 5 elements according to ancient Chinese wisdom. And we can observe these phases in nature, as I mentioned before, in the cycle of the seasons. Nature is continuously transforming, moving from spring to summer to autumn to winter, and again, one cycle after the other. And as I mentioned, as us humans are part of nature and we are made up of the 5 elements, they also govern our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being and health. So just like nature goes through cycles, so do we. These cycles, these phases can be influenced by our age, by our lifestyle, and also our environment. For example, the seasons. One easy example would be looking at yourself, your behavior in wintertime compared to summer. Most likely you'll find that during the cold winter months, you're much less active, more introspective than in the midst of summer. But somehow, most of us expect ourselves to always be active, always be joyful, and always have high energy. But unfortunately, or realistically, that's not possible. We are cyclical beings, like every other part of nature as well. We cannot expect ourselves to always have the same energy levels, always have the same emotions. Just like we don't expect summer to last all year round. In fact, we know that in order for there to be a radiant, vibrant summer, we need autumn, winter, and springtime leading up to it. Where I come from, a lot of seeds need to be covered in snow or frost for a certain amount of time during winter in order to be able to grow and blossom in springtime. So if the winter isn't cold enough, if there's a deficiency in the water element, so to say, these plants are not going to be able to grow and come into bloom during spring and summer. And that might influence other beings, other vegetation throughout the rest of the year. So we know that every season needs to be lived fully for us to experience the next. With our personal lives, it's very much the same. There's a time for us to be active, and there's a time for us to take rest. And it's all about learning to listen to our bodies, to connect to the elements around us and within. And that's what I hope to share with you in this Yin Yoga series that is all about the 5 elements. In each class, we'll be focused on one specific element. We'll learn about the qualities related to the element, the emotions that might arise in connection to that element. We learn what organs in the body that element is connected to. And how do we work with the 5 elements in Yin Yoga? As I said, each element is connected to specific organs. And these organs, in turn, are connected to meridians, energy pathways in the body. And we can manipulate these energy pathways through our Yin Yoga postures. By holding the postures for a long time, we can work with the flow of life force energy or qi in the meridians, and thus working with the specific element related to it. I hope that this Yin Yoga series will help you connect to the elements. It'll help you reconnect to your body, and you'll find time to just take care of your well-being. I hope you'll join me on the mat, and I'm looking forward to share this practice with you.